Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to start exploring ChatGPT. We'll go through the basics of the interface and then dive into getting started with exploring its potential. We'll create our first few prompts and we'll make sure that you're all set to explore its capabilities easily. So let's get started. First things first, let's access ChatGPT. So open your web browser and navigate to chatgpt.com. So I'm just going to paste that into my browser here. You can use Google Chrome or Firefox, Safari, whatever browser you're accustomed to using. So type in chatgpt.com, press enter, and you'll see here that you've got a few options. You can log in, you can sign up, or you can stay logged out. So you can use ChatGPT just straight away without creating an account or logging in, but you won't be able to access a history of your conversations, which I think is quite a disadvantage. I refer back to previous conversations with ChatGPT quite a lot. And there are a few other advantages of logging in, which include getting better responses, being able to upload files, analyze images, and so on. So I do recommend that you create an account. You just click on the sign up button here, enter your email address and your password. Remember to use a strong password to keep your account secure. You'll then need to verify your email address and add in a few details, agree to terms and conditions, and so on. And once you've done all of that, you're ready to go. So once you have your account, you can come back to this screen, simply click on the login button. I'm just going to put in my details. Okay, now I've created a new account here, so that we can see it exactly as it is before you start getting lots of chat history. So now you're logged in, let's get familiar with the user interface. At the center is the chat area. This is where you would type your questions or prompts. And once you're done, you simply press enter or click this send icon here. But before we do that, I just want to show you around some of the interface and settings. So you'll see, let's start over here in the top right corner. So when you click on your profile photo or your avatar, you can see that you've got a menu here of My GPTs, Customized ChatGPT, Settings, Download the app, Upgrade Plan, and Log Out. Let's take a quick look at settings first. So you can see here that you can choose whether you've got it in light or dark mode or system, whether you want to delete all of your chat history. You can add some personalization here with custom instructions. So you can choose what you would like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses. So it's got some ideas for what you might like to add there, such as where you're based, what you do for work, what your hobbies and interests are. It can be useful to add things in here. For example, if I was adding things in here, I would talk about my experience with AI and with web development and technology, just so that ChatGPT kind of knows what my level of experience is. And then in how you would like ChatGPT to respond, again, it's got some hints there, but how formal or casual you'd like ChatGPT to be, how long or short you want responses to be, and so on. Whether ChatGPT should have opinions or remain neutral. So for me, in that box, I would probably type that I want responses to be very detailed, but I want ChatGPT to avoid jargon. I don't mind how ChatGPT addresses me, but you can add all sorts of things in there and then save that to store it. There are a few other options in settings which we don't need to go into now, but you can browse those as you wish. So let's just go back to the menu here. Customized ChatGPT is just a shortcut to those settings that we looked at earlier. If you're on a Mac, you can download the app. I think there's one for Windows as well, and that just allows you to run ChatGPT through an app on your computer rather than through the browser. We will look at that in a later video because there are all sorts of apps that you can use to interface with ChatGPT, and we call those apps wrappers. They are a wraparound tool that use ChatGPT as the engine, but they give you a bit more functionality and a bit more flexibility than you have with just using the native ChatGPT website. But to be honest, the website that we have here with ChatGPT is very, very powerful. That this is all that you need. But we will look at some ChatGPT wrappers in a later video. You can see that there's an option here to upgrade plan. There's a link there and also a link down here. ChatGPT is free to use, so you don't have to pay any money to use it at all. If there are if you're using it a lot, if you want to use particular models, or if there's certain types of advanced functionality that you're looking for, or you want very quick access to the data that comes from it, then you can move on to a paid plan, and the paid plans start at $20 a month and go up from there. And unless you're using it a lot, you probably don't need to get on a paid plan. There's certainly an awful lot that you can do with the free plan. You'll see the other setting that we have is around My GPTs and Explore GPTs. Now, what that means, let's just click on Explore GPTs. You'll see that you can discover and create custom versions of ChatGPT that combine instructions, extra knowledge, and any combination of skills. So, for example, if you were wanting to write a CV, a curriculum vitae, resume, then you might choose this ChatGPT. And this GPT has been specifically trained with top resume writers and would help you put together the detail of your CV or resume. And similarly, you might decide that you want to use the logo creator if you're wanting to create a logo. What else have we got here? So there's one here that will tell you all about how to look after your plants. Now, it's not that those models have got access to information that the main ChatGPT interface doesn't. It's more that they will be very focused on that. So your answers probably will be more detailed, more thorough. So yes, you can explore these GPTs. You've got top picks. You can drill into writing or productivity, research analysis, and so on. All sorts of things that you can do there. And you can actually train your own ChatGPT. So you could say, well, I'm going to train ChatGPT to be an expert in children's ministry, and these are the parameters that I'm going to give to achieve that, and we'll explore that in a later video. Anyway, let's get back to starting a conversation, and it's as easy as typing a message, a prompt into this box here and hitting send. So what we will do, I'm going to copy and paste so that you don't have to watch me typing. I'm going to copy and paste some of these prompts in just so that we can get an idea of the kind of things that we can do. So here's my first one. Hi, ChatGPT. My name is James, and I'm demonstrating what you can do to a group of more than 1,000 people. All right, so here's the response from ChatGPT. I'm excited to be part of your demonstration. I'm ready to showcase what I can do for your audience. I can also translate and simplify explanations if needed. So let's get started. Right, well, let's start with a really easy question. We're going to explore some of the possibilities of what ChatGPT can do. So what is 23% of 23,401? So you can see here that ChatGPT is analysing and giving us a response. And you can see that you've got a little icon there to view analysis, and it will tell you actually how it's come up with that and give you the very detailed response. Okay, so far so good. Let's get a bit more challenging. Let's ask ChatGPT to guide me through the steps to troubleshoot a common issue of a computer not starting out properly. All right, if your computer isn't starting out properly, here are several steps you can follow to troubleshoot the issue. Check the power supply, inspect the power button and lights. Now it's giving us all these ideas that we can work through. So you could work through this if you were having a problem with your computer, and then if you discovered that actually there is a beep pattern, so you're hearing a certain number of beeps, then you can drill into more detail with ChatGPT on that issue. At any point, you can say, actually, I've had enough now, let's stop. So we're just going to stop there. Let's ask, I've got an idea. This would be fun. Let's say, write a sonnet about a group of more than 1,000 people from many different cultures across 100 different countries coming together online to learn about AI and think creatively about how to encourage and resource families and children in their Christian faith. Write it in clear and plain English so it can be easily understood by someone speaking English as a second language. All right, let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. So it's writing a poem for us here in the very specific format of a Shakespearean sonnet. 1,000 souls from lands both far and wide, from every culture, every tongue and race, have gathered here, connected side by side to learn of AI's wonder, skill and grace. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but that looks quite impressive to me. So you can see that there's a number of different things that you can do with ChatGPT just in these prompts that we've been looking at here. We've got basic maths questions, we've got troubleshooting a technical issue, we've got something that's creative in terms of writing a poem. Let's try something such as explaining a complicated concept in an easy way. So explain Einstein's theory of relativity in simple terms for a 10-year-old interested in space. Okay. Einstein's theory of relativity can sound complicated. Let's break it down simply. So maybe you have a 10-year-old at home or a child who's near enough 10. So you could try this with them. You could get them to have a look at this and see if it's something that makes sense to them. But ChatGPT will be very skilled at reconfiguring content in different ways, whether that's for a particular age group or a particular audience or a particular level of understanding. It's very good at that. And ChatGPT is also very good at translating. So let's ask ChatGPT to translate the following English passage into French. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And enter. Okay, so it's given us the translation. What is special about the sentence I gave you? See if it knows that. Special because it's a pangram. It's a sentence that contains every letter of the alphabet at least once. Okay, all right, so it's obvious that the French version doesn't do that. There's no Z in this sentence. There's no Q. Rather than a direct translation into French, create a passage that achieves the same goal. Give me the French and then also the direct translation of that into English. So this is a French pangram that achieves the same goal. Take this old whiskey to the blonde judge who smokes. There we go. That includes every letter of the alphabet in the French language. So let's have a look over here. We can see that it's logged this chat in the left-hand sidebar here. So it's put everything in this chat because we've been having one conversation with ChatGPT. As we scroll up, we can see all of those different areas. But what we might want to do is to start a new chat to help us kind of organize the information that we're doing. So we can start a new chat here just by clicking that button there. and then let's say debate the ethical implications of artificial intelligence surpassing human intelligence. All right, so now it's creating some content for this question. So that this kind of response is where the details that you have given it in your preferences could have quite a big effect. If you're saying, look, I want you to keep everything to be fairly short and concise, make sure that all of your answers are less than fewer than 500 words, make sure that you keep it in simple, plain English. There's all sorts of those parameters that you can give, and that will have a direct impact on how it's answering here. You can see this is actually quite a long response. It's giving us arguments in favour, efficiency and objectivity, impartiality, global problem solving, and then it's giving the arguments against. So loss of human autonomy and agency, ethical uncertainty and bias, accountability, potential for control and abuse, and so on. And then it gives us a conclusion. All right, so we can now see that we've got two conversations in our history here. So we've got the one, and we can click back on that one, which was the one that we were using earlier on. Scroll all the way back up to the top of that. And then we've got the one that we just started about AI governance and an ethical debate around that. So I think that's probably it for this session. Remember that you can access ChatGPT through chatgpt.com. We will look at some further ways of accessing it in the next video. In fact, in the next video, we'll take a quick look at how you can use a ChatGPT app on your smartphone. So I'll see you there.